And welcome back to the Valley in the Shade. You're here with a man named Jack and wife Strawberry. Strawberry, say howdy.
Hi!
We're doing more Epic the Musical because it's fantastic, and why wouldn't we? We're just having a real fun time talking with it. I don't know if anyone's looked at any of the previous videos, but
Probably not, no.
probably not.
But
Nobody's commented.
We
so.
are addicted, but I'm having a good time editing, so...
Yeah. And if you are watching this and you're real, you should comment, because everyone knows if you don't comment, you're not real. But nothing to do today. We're just gonna get straight into it with Wolfie the Witch, Wolfie the Witch's animatic for Full Speed Ahead.
Correct.
Six hundred men under my command, with only one goal in mind.
Make it back alive to our homeland.
600 men. 600.
So, right off the bat, I really love just seeing the olive tree from Ithaca, because I love how much Odysseus loves Penelope.
Mm-hmm. Again, spoilers. If you're here, you already know this is full of spoilers. The olive tree, the symbol of his love for Penelope, also being symbolic of his homeland of Ithaca. But I will say, while I am going to be muting the mic for most of it, I'm going to unmute to add my voice to the soldier chorus because I can, and it makes me smile. So if you don't like that, tragic. You hate to see it. You'll
Make your own
watch.
videos. But one thing I want to add while we are on the topic of Penelope, are you okay?
Yeah?
You look like you bumped your knee.
No, I'm dying. Smooch me.
Anyway, I know that there's later on with when what's his face dies, that different animators and artists have made Odysseus kind of adopt his Polytheus' headband into his outfit. Yeah. And I would really like to see kind of the same thing for something to do with Penelope, but I specifically want just some sort of like pin over his chest, over a cloak, anything like that.
Yeah, like a necklace.
Of the olive tree, though.
A necklace or a signet ring or a brooch for his cloak.
I say a brooch for his cloak for something that we'll probably talk later on about, but specifically something that would go over his heart.
Yeah, that would be hella cute.
Miles of open sea, but the problem's not the distance.
It's what lies in between.
And Ithaca's waiting. My kingdom is waiting. Penelope's waiting for me. So first.
So I love that line, Penelope is waiting for me, and I love the way Wolfie decides to animate it here with Odysseus smiling, because it's the first time he's probably had hope of going home in a very long time. He is ready for this war to be over. He's ready to ingratiate himself back into society. He's ready to be king again. He's ready to be a husband again.
And also, like, these frames of him, like, leaning past the center line over the edge of the boat, like, really visually demonstrate that eagerness. Like, is leaning over the front of the boat going to get them home any faster? No, but that's just how eager he is.
Yeah, like, I think Wolfie did a great job of depicting the body language of all of this excitement he's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's agonized for the wait, but he's also excited just to be home.
Although I will say, just as a general note, I'm not sure I have a lot to say about this song, because this is one of those songs that has a lot of heavy lifting for setting up themes for future songs to reference. And it's a great song. I love it, but
I'll probably be talking more about the animatic itself as well.
Yeah.
But the song, banger. I also don't know that I have a lot to say about it, except that it's wonderful.
yeah. And it introduces, like, the next two main characters that we'll get to know for a bit.
He's waiting for me. So first speed ahead. For speed ahead. Captain.
Eurylochus.
So, Eurylochus, man, our boy Eurylochus, he gets kind of a hard piece in the musical. So anytime an animator can like make him more friendly or nice or better seeming, it kind of makes me smile, because otherwise he's just always the voice of bad news for so much of the musical. Like,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people confuse him with the voice of reason, and I think maybe that's what Jorge meant for him to be, but I feel like he is just not pragmatic. What's the word I'm looking for?
pessimistic.
Pessimistic, I guess.
Like,
I don't know.
yeah, he's not necessarily the voice of reason. He is the voice of pessimism. He is the voice of doubt for so much of the musical. Whereas Polites, well, we'll go ahead and get to Polites. We can talk about him.
Yeah, I was gonna stop at that frame. Yeah.
600 men. 600 men with big mouths to feed. And we run out of supplies to eat.
First the war on food stores depleted.
Which, again, this is, a great introduction for him as the voice of doubt and pessimism.
But he's also meant to be the voice of
the crew.
The soldiers. He's supposed to speak up for their protection, for their well-being, for their survival. And I can respect that to some degree. We won't get into the spoilers necessarily right here. But
that is the purpose of having a first mate, of having a trusted lieutenant. Like, the crew can't necessarily bring concerns and petty squabbles directly to the king. He's got more important stuff on his plate. But Eurylochus is the middleman, that if the crew has a problem, they bring it to him, and then, after he hears it from enough people, he'll bring it to the king and say, hey, the crew is really worried about blank. So this isn't just Eurylochus saying, hey, we're out of food, we're going to starve to death. This is also him voicing the crew's concern of, Odysseus, my man, hey, it's great that we won the war and everyone else is also excited to go home, but it's a long journey and we're going to starve to death if we don't get some food between now and
apparently it's
then.
only like a 6-day voyage.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I looked it up.
6 days? Okay, well, never mind.
I mean, I don't know how long it was in the original Odyssey, and I don't know how long it was for Jorge. I don't know how this 6-day journey became another decade. But
even just when they have fair winds and good sailing, it takes them 9 days from Aeolus to when they get hit by the storm.
I should I should say that when I looked it up, it did say, as far as sailing goes, it's during fair weather.
Okay. Well.
So I would imagine a storm taking them 9 days. I think that's like a fair amount.
Well, a storm, like, basically when a storm hits on the ocean, you furl the sails, you batten down the hatches, and you don't move. Like, the entire ship is dedicated to just surviving the storm.
Yeah.
That's where the phrase weathering the storm comes from.
We'll get to that during the storm, but they were almost home. I'm pretty sure, like, my headcanon for that is Ithaca was in sight.
And that's not just headcanon. Like, canonically, when the windbag gets opened the first time, they are almost home, like, within a day's journey. They're real close.
I had headcanon, like, no, it was in sight. Maybe they were, like, an hour away at
Could
most.
be. When you're on a road trip and you're an hour away from the destination, your kid's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And you're like, we're almost there. Can you hold it?
No, we went to Taco Bell.
I've been that child before. Like, quick side tangent. We were on a road trip. We were going to my grandmother's house, and I needed to go to the bathroom. I asked my dad if we could stop, like, 2 or 3 times, and he said, no, we're almost there. So I texted my mom in the front seat, and I was like, hey, Mom, tell Dad I really need to go to the bathroom. I know it took her a little bit to check her phone. When she looked at it, she just bursted out laughing. She's like, honey, I really think we gotta stop and go to the bathroom. It's like, thank you. Finally, someone listens to me. Anyways.
600 men. 600 reasons to take what we can. So, Captain, what's the plan?
Captain, what's the plan?
Watch where the birds fly. They will lead us to life.
Why don't they go fishing?
We
Why don't they have... We know they have fishing nets. I know they have fishing nets. Go fishing.
This is a thing that a lot of people raise. It's like, they're not fishermen. They don't know how to fish. They know how to hunt sirens, but that doesn't mean they can catch fish.
I would figure sirens would be the harder thing to catch. Just catch fish.
I mean, I'm kind of with you there. Like, although fishing enough to feed an entire fleet of boats is a lot harder than it sounds.
I mean, I'm not saying that it would be easy, but I'm just saying they have fishing nets,
Yeah.
you know?
But, like, when they get down to just one ship, you should be able to fish up a decent amount of food. I don't know if you could subsist entirely on fishing, but it should definitely make the journey a lot easier. But
Or
fishing
hunt the birds.
well, the birds got.
I know they have harpoons.
You ever try to hit a bird with a harpoon?
I know how Odysseus shoots.
Anyways.
Yeah, we'll hunt for food, my second in command. Now full speed ahead.
No, go back just a little bit.
To here?
Yeah, wherever he's like there.
Yeah,
I love when he's just like my second in command. Like he's kind of like elbowing him a little bit. Like I don't know. I feel like this version of Odysseus feels a lot like Aladdin for some reason, and maybe it's also the way Jorge sings it a little bit. But it feels like buddy buddy, and I love that about this.
And like I was saying earlier, Eurylochus gets a pretty hard part. So this scene here where Odysseus is just kind of smiling and not quite elbowing him in the ribs, but like, the birds will lead us to land. There we can hunt for food. You know, trust me, man. I got this taken care of.
Yeah,
like,
it's like I already thought of everything.
The calm smile and just Eurylochus's face perfectly at peace. Like, yeah, okay. You know, I knew that you'd have an answer. I didn't have an answer, and the crew's asking.
This was before the trust runs out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now full speed ahead.
and away we go. We're off and away we go.
Captain Polities. Look, there in the distance, I see an island. I see a light that faintly glows. Maybe they're people.
So, this is going to be the part that my Strawberry and I disagree a lot, but
Oh, do you want to have the conversation in this video?
I mean, I was just going to say, look at our cute little guy. He's so innocent and happy and at peace. So, if
I'm gonna wait until the second song, or not the second song. I'm gonna wait till Open Arms to get into it because that's his song.
And that's fair.
But I will say right now that I love Stephen Dookie as
excellent delivery.
As Polites here.
Yeah,
And
without question, fantastic performance.
yeah, like I will vocalize my appreciation for him as Pilates.
But if Eurylochus is the voice of doubt and pessimism, then Polites very much becomes the voice of optimism to an extreme of naivety.
Yeah, they're both on opposite ends of the voice of reason. They are the extremist of those ideals.
And one of the themes of this musical is just of ruthlessness in general. When you should or shouldn't show mercy, when you should or shouldn't be ruthless. And the entire first arc, mostly, is about beating it into Odysseus's very soul that, no, this world is not nice, this world is not polite. Yeah, Polites also gets a very hard part, but I don't know,
We can have an entire conversation about Polites in the next video, but
I wish I could be this happy.
I have a lot to say about this character later on.
Yeah, so we'll save that for then.
Mm-hmm.
Lighting a fire, maybe they'll share some food, who knows? Something feels off here. I see fire, but there's no smoke.
I say we strike first. We don't have time to waste, so let's raid the place on.
All right, Wolfie, you own this song. You own this animatic right here. The comedy of Polites covering his ears right here because Eurylochus is talking about doing something violent. I think that's a very funny take
I also just love, like, I'm gonna mute it so we can just play through, but like the slow pan from focus on Polites while he's singing, then the slow zoom out to include Odysseus with him saying his part, and then the zoom further out to Eurylochus. Like, that is an excellently framed and navigated shot. You know, in animatics, like, the tendency is to jump around a lot. This is just good old-fashioned hand-drawn animation goodness.
It's beautiful work, Wolfie.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, there's... Without question. Like, there's a lot of fancy animating techniques that you can do with computers and CG generation, and that's all very well and good, but, like, doing it the old-fashioned way, hand-drawing everything, yeah, it takes a lot of effort. Like, massive
there's
respect.
a lot of beauty in the simplicity of Wolfie's art style.
No, Polites, gear up. You win, I'll go ahead.
Well, you know that I love that shot, so go back.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what, this one?
Okay, yes. We've talked about this shot like a million times, but Wolfie, this is why you own this song, because I don't necessarily know that I want to describe as either character as like the angel or devil, but they are the extremist, as we've been talking about, of despair and hope. Yes,
Yeah.
despair.
And having Odysseus physically between them in this shot, and then turning away from both to like make his own path. Like, it's a great framing for the shot.
Yeah, I do love the whole angel and devil on his shoulder esque.
But specifically
imagery.
catching it over this shoulder with Polites in frame. So like, again, visual metaphors. He's leaning towards Polites' ideals in this. Eurylochus just wants to burn a motherfucker down, but he's like, no, we can send out just the two of us as like an opening party. If things get rough, then we'll start some fires. But, you know, maybe we can, maybe there's a, he says it himself.
You win, I'll go ahead.
You and I go ahead.
We should try to find a way no one ends up dead.
We don't know what's ahead.
Give me till sunrise, and if we don't return, then 600 men can make this whole place burn. Now full speed ahead.
Our man is entirely too cheerful with that 600 men can make... not warmed up, but can make this whole place burn. Like, that is a very cheerful delivery if we're saying, yeah, you know, if we're not back by sunrise, you know, bring out the swords and torches and just start raiding your way through the island.
I love it for him, though. I mean, I just love in general how cheerful Odysseus is throughout this song.
Yeah, it's also a great song for setting the tone. Like, this is the start of the journey properly. Everything before this was, you know, in Troy. I guess we're only 3-4 songs in, depending on how you slice it. But this is a proper journey starting benchmark song.
Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. We're off.
Actually, I want to cap that.
Yeah, I do.
Eurylochus just being done with their shit, like, you guys are gonna get us killed, but, you know, you're the captain, so I trust you.
I don't know, I didn't read it like that. I read it as, like, there's some kind of rivalry for the captain's attention.
100%. As
there should be, because they do represent very different ideals, so I think that thematically fits.
Also, as far as, like, if we're just going to read way too deep into this, which I'm about to, buckle up, we're going on a ride here.
Oh, no.
So, they've been at war for 10 years, and goodness knows how long Eurylochus has been serving with Odysseus before that, because this is not just some random group of soldiers that Odysseus has on his ship. He is the king. Everyone on this ship is his hand-picked honor guard. So Eurylochus has probably been a, like, lieutenant of the king for a long time. He's probably used to being one of the king's more trusted advisors in matters of war and stuff. And then Polites, cute little beanie baby boy that he is, he's, like, that rivalry for his attention. Yeah, I think that's kind of a real thing, that they're both trying to steer him in the direction that they think is correct. And
Odysseus is just a puppet to everyone, even if that's not exactly how they think of him. It's just I don't think people can help but want to influence the other in their own direction and try to, like, you should think like me.
Literally everyone except for Hermes, I think, is trying to turn Odysseus in a certain direction to do a certain thing. I think Hermes might be the only character in this entire musical, other than maybe the prophet, who just kind of shows up and is like, oh, you need some help? Here you go. What are you doing? Man, good luck with that.
Full speed ahead.
We're up, we're off, and away we go.
We're up, we're off, and away
Full
we
speed
go.
ahead.
We're off and full speed ahead.
And I will say as one more just final note for the song, even if Eurylochus doesn't quite approve of this plan, he's still going to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, we love that for him. Wolfie, did you include a title card for the end or beginning? No, they did not. So, once more, that is Wolfie the Witch. Go give them all of the appreciation they deserve. Absolutely hit the thumbs up button, because if you watch this video, it gives Wolfie nothing. Go give them the thumb up, give them the engagement.
Mm-hmm. Wolfie, I don't think needs any help from us, but
no,
but we love Wolfie regardless.
It's
yes.
about principles.
Yes,
it's
of
about
course.
being polite. If you like someone's thing, that's how YouTube works. If you appreciate something that someone put a lot of time into, you thumb it up. And yeah,
On to the next. Bye.
on to the next.